Congratulations on the movie.
Thank you very much.
I'm just going to pretty much use the same questions I had for a Yogi Bear junket from a couple of years ago and swap out a word here and there.
All right,
Okay.
Boo-boo.
That was the question for you.
Let's
that was
Boo-boo.
working with Boo Boo. No, look, how many beers were harmed in the making of the movie?
None.
Not at all.
No beers at
Come
all.
on.
None. I mean, it's a film. I mean, we have to work.
But there was research that went into it, surely.
I don't
mean, there's
drink.
historical research. You know, we were younger men once, and we've certainly drunk. You know, it's based on a pub crawl that Edgar had as a young man. So, you know, it's work. I hate to sound boring, but it is work. You know, let me just say, if we did a film where we played serial killers, you wouldn't expect us to go out and murder people as research.
Daniel Day-Lewis might.
No, he wouldn't.
Oh, he might.
No,
He might.
I don't think he would.
He's a trained theft, that guy. What
Is
do
he
you
trained?
well,
I think he's self-trained.
we could give him a call.
I think he
It's
did
the
like
Heston
Open
Blumenthal
University, course, didn't he?
Of actors.
So what are you drinking? What are you drinking when you're on the set then? If
It's
something boring.
It's water. It's water with burnt sugar to give it that amber colour, and then it's slightly carbonated, and then the stuff on top is like a cream soda. And the props guys bought those things you can buy that you can make like home cappuccinos. Aerators, thank you.
Okay.
And you know, often before a take, there'd be a guy with a jug of cream soda, and he'd just come on and spoon it on top, and that's what we drink.
So it's not so much a worry.
We were so hydrated.
Toilet.
Yes, constant. We lost so many man hours through urinating.
10 ones, yeah.
So this is Edgar's story, you were saying.
Yeah, essentially. But the idea Edgar had, he wrote a script called Crawl when he was 17 about these kids doing a pub crawl, and it was a whole script. But then, you know, where Edgar and Simon got together and wrote The World's End was a point where where they said, why don't we make that the beginning of the film?
Right.
And then the rest of it is, you know, 40-year-old men trying to recapture the beauty of that initial crawl, you know.
Right.
But we did a pub crawl with Edgar years and years ago as we tried to do some work on that script. And whereas before I think he completed 6 pubs, he did 6 pubs in the original crawl. Right. We got through probably about 4.
Yeah, before he collapsed.
And we had to carry him home, which is so annoying because it's like we were having a good time.
Yeah.
So now we have to break off to take you home.
Spoil. Yeah.
Put him to bed.
Well, you could try that again here in Melbourne.
Yes.
Research for the sequel.
Yeah.
I don't drink.
You don't drink. No. You're the big action star too now with Mission Impossible and Star Trek and that. So you'd have to be on that strict diet, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I just decided to stop when I had a kid because I don't think it tallies with parenting.
It doesn't. Look, I did the same thing. You just can't so much party or drink. They catch you too quickly, and you've got to be responsible.
I think you're right.
You have to be responsible. I have a kid now, and I live in constant fear of not being able to take him to hospital should something happen if I had a few.
Right,
So
that's right. It's true. It's very true. You want to get up in the morning too, and that's another thing.
yeah,
You got to be there. You got to be present. You know.
That's right. So the movie is not promoting drinking; it's promoting having a good laugh. So was this always intended to be the third part in the Cornetto Trilogy?
Yeah, because it is. It's kind of, you know, we did 2 films that have featured the criteria that require that require to be in place for it to be a Cornetto film. Not least the Cornetto itself. You know, Paul wasn't in that series of films. Scott Pilgrim wasn't in that series of films, but this is, and being that it is the third one, then yes, it was.
Was it like just a group of mates just getting back together as much as it was making a film?
There was an element of that. I mean, Edgar and myself and Nick hadn't made a film together since Hot Fuzz. That was 6 years, and so there was a degree of Friends Reunited involved in it, and also getting to work with Martin and Paddy again, and I mean Eddie for the first time for me, and Rosamund. So it was lovely, and also falling back into a very sort of familiar and nice working environment, which is what we have when we work together. You know, we've been making films for 10 years, and so. You know, it's like coming home. It's like putting on a pair of comfy slippers, isn't it?
But we see each other. It's not like we hadn't seen each other for 6 years, and then, you know, Edgar lives in Los Angeles, but we're in constant touch. Right. You know, we see each other quite a lot. You know, so it's, you know, we have an office together. You know, the 3 of us. So, you know, we're still pretty tight. You know, it's sweet.
Yeah. Do you guys pinch yourself just where you guys are and the fact that, you know, they're selling a movie on your name now, basically?
We pinch each other. We try and do cooperative pinching.
I don't know. I try not to, but I think it would be a lie in a tiny way to think that sometimes I don't, you know, when we were coming back from the airport the other day and there's like a big billboard with our faces on it, you think, that's pretty cool, you know?
It's not. We feel very lucky that we've managed to make 3 films in the UK. You know, it's not easy to get films made anywhere, even in Hollywood, and to sort of have made 3 films on which we've made no compromises and made very much the films we wanted to make. I feel a huge sense of achievement, but also very lucky and privileged. It's something that I hope we are allowed to continue to do.
Yeah,